Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. Let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of. Yo Gotti's brother and them in Memphis when Finesse2tymes pulled up, they tried to get his chain, man. That's why he came on live showing that they didn't even get it. He got out of it. Just because he supports and is trying to tribute to Young Dolph does not mean that he's into it with the same beef as you guys, because he had a different situation. And they was trying to show love for Young Dolph by all getting chains to remember him and everything like that. But when Moneybagg and them had and Big 30 had the situation happen with Newski, they did not get no chains to honor Newski or nothing like that. And that's the difference between people on that side versus people on Dolph's side, is that they actually knew that Dolph was something bigger. And so that's why they got the chains, because they got more support for that, because he wasn't trying to finesse them or nothing. And so when Newski, that happened, they didn't get no chains. They forgot about that quick because of the fact that you don't see the same support and love. Everybody is fending for themselves over there. And on this side, they come in and working together as a team, because Dolph was really trying to put a lot of people onto that. And so now Key Glock, that's why he got his, and he went to Makita's Ravens and everything wearing the new Young Dolph piece, just to show to them that he was going to show his support. Because how is it that they could sell the Young Dolph cookies, but people got a problem with him wearing the new Young Dolph chains to commemorate and everything like that? Like, you already seen it where even Big Moochie Grape and Snoop Bands got their pieces, and Young Dolph left a lot of jewelry and a lot of property and cars back for everybody on his team and people in his family and everything like that. So he was really taking care of folks like that. And so when everything happened, he got sent up, and everything that happened at the cookie shop and whatever, then basically they was like, okay, yeah, we got to show out and show that we was riding with Dolph from day one. So they all went and got at least $60,000, $50,000 chains with the diamonds and blue dolphins and everything on it, because they was rocking with Dolph since day one. So they wanted everybody to know that they still on his side. Like, they did not forget about him. They're not going to switch to Yogotti's side now and do it like Glorilla did, because a lot of people are saying that Glorilla, remember, she took that picture with Dolph in the gym, and she was on Facebook and Twitter and saying all this stuff about Yo Gotti and them, and then she quick to sign to them and switch sides as soon as the Dolph stuff happens. And so a lot of people, they don't want to be doing none of that, and so that's why they went and were like, I'm finna get this chain so that everybody knows that I was basically right there with Dolph's by Dolph's side and was part of the whole team. And so that's the difference, is that they didn't do that for the other people in CMG that's not around no more. Like, they ain't do that. And so they didn't think of Yo Gotti and them like the king of Memphis. They thought of Dolph as the king of Memphis. And so that's the type of thing where you already know that more people in Memphis is rocking with Young Dolph. And that's why he was winning. He was winning that whole thing, even though he wasn't trying to run around and look for Yo Gotti and Black Youngster and everything like that, since that was happening to him, where people was running around and chasing and running up on him, trying to do damage and everything like that, pulling the hammer on him and doing the 100 rounds and all that. But he was one step ahead of it and had the whole thing already sealed up, so nothing can get through. It was impenetrable. It was like a tank, basically. He was riding with the tank, and so he was one step ahead. And so now, fast forward to the whole thing where they just kept trying, and they finally, something happened to where they got him. And so now it's like, after that, people are looking at it like, man, I can't believe anybody that had anything to do with this would just keep this beef going for so long. And it really started over some baby mama drama and everything like that. But then once people from other groups in Memphis started getting in, picking sides and everything, it became bigger. Once Yo Gotti, they tried to offer Dolph to sign many, many times, and he didn't want to sign to nobody, because he knew he had to do business as his own person. And so since he did business a certain type of way and everything like that, he already knew he could get way more if he just did it the way that he was already doing it. And so that's the thing, is that a lot of other people, they was looking at Yo Gotti, and so if they got the opportunity to get like some type of handout or anything like that, they wasn't going to care about any of the issues with him having the beef and the pettiness of all that going on with Young Dolph and CMG and versus PRE, and what Big Jook was doing in the streets, what Black Youngster was doing, chasing after Dolph and everything like that in Charlotte. And so when Moneybagg Yo signed with Yo Gotti, even though Dolph put Moneybagg Yo on to the scene and vouched for him, he brought him up on his show and gave him a free feature. And so the thing is that Moneybagg Yo still tried to go and take the first offer by going with Yo Gotti. And then he didn't care about the fact that Yo Gotti already has sent people after Dolph, or allegedly people was talking about that, and that it could have been tied to where one of the CMG people in LA that was questioned about what happened when Dolph got hit in the arm. And so that's the thing, is that Moneybagg Yo didn't even care about none of that was going on and just went with taking the money. And so that's the thing where people gotta, like, it was a tough decision, because yeah, that bread could take him out the hood, but what Dolph was already putting Moneybagg Yo onto, it was eventually over time was gonna do the same thing, if not better. And he would actually have a better situation at that, but he wanted to get the fast money, the fast bricks, the fast lane, and everything like that. So he went with the Yo Gotti offer. And then that's when everything broke loose, because then Black Youngster joined him. Before they knew it, Moneybagg Yo, Black Youngster, and everybody, Big Jook, ended up getting wrapped up into this whole entire beef from Yo Gotti and Dolph. And that just continued on and made every single time something happened, it was worse and worse. It was another bigger and bigger attempt at something that they was trying to do, whether they was trying to hit a lick, get money off of him, actually run up on him or whatever. And each time it has something connected. And so now people are like, they still want to get a lot of justice for Dolph to be due and served. They got all these people, and so they know that they all connected. Every single one, which one of these persons all leads back in some shape, form, or way to either CMG, or they know Yo Gotti, or they know his brother, or work with Black Youngster, or was best friends with this person, or was the getaway driver for that person, or did this time and that time for this reason, and was seen here and caught there right after Dolph had this happen to him. And so with all that being connected, and all 8 or 9 people that they got with the footage of everybody and everything, that's what's putting a lot of heat on. They all in the hot seat right now. And at any moment right now, the fans could come in and basically sweep the entire crew in Rico, just like that happened to YSL. Y'all got to understand that they're going to be using the lyrics and everything from the Black Youngster disses. Every time Yo Gotti dissed Young Dolph, they're going to use that against. That's why Jay-Z want them to, so that they can't do none of the using that against, because of the fact that they part of the whole, he owning this and that. So it affects a whole lot of things. And so they trying to avoid the whole thing. And allegedly everything is obviously alleged. So what y'all got to understand is that basically with all this, you got to open your eyes and look at the facts of what's really going on between why they taking so long for this, is because they got a 90-something% success rate. And so they getting everything. They watching everybody right now. And so that's why people been laying low. They had to sell off the Bentley. The situation happened at Yo Gotti's restaurant. Don't you think that is that's not no coincidence that happened? Like, that doesn't happen every single day. The people that got caught up for that, they already knew Yo Gotti and them. They knew his cousins and everything like that. This could have been related to anything. And so what people got to understand is that while all that happened, while the Dolph happened and all these little other things, they've been watching the whole entire time and writing everything down and connecting the dots and they putting the pictures together of every time something happened, and they building a whole thing for it, because eventually they gonna get the justice for Dolph, and it's gonna come in whatever way, because they gonna find out not just the people who did it, like the chess pawn pieces, but they gonna figure out who put the money up. Growth Hero said that they put 40K up, and he said it was Big Jook that put 40K up for it. And so, and the thing is that it was already word going around that they put 100K up for Dolph back when it was fresh, right after that whole holiday Thanksgiving weekend and everything. And even they said that one of Dolph, even Mia J, was trying to put up 500K to find out and get the people who did it. And so it was a whole lot of that going on. And so they even trying to get to the bottom of that and figure out, okay, who was putting all this money up? Where did this bread come from, really? And so that's where they're going to open up the whole entire thing to figure out, okay, this bread had to come from somewhere. Okay, all these people is part of what now? They part of who? CMG? Okay, then they're going to start looking at that. And so behind the scenes, that's what's going on. And so that's why everybody's keeping quiet and they don't want nobody to tell. And they were shocked when they figured out Yo Gotti's brother went in there and spoke to the people like that. He gave away a whole lot of stuff. And so basically what y'all got to understand is you need to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I'm going to catch y'all later.